This woman is giving back what was taken. And so are these guys.
You steal, you put back in the trailer. You're able to go steal at the shop, now it's time for you to take them back. Inside.
Community leaders driving the message home. Looters in this township in Soweto having to return what's not theirs.
I guess the real reason is because and at some point the shop and
Police are also trying to restore order. The suspect's pickup truck loaded down with goods. The unrest couldn't come at a worse time, with the country in the grip of a COVID crisis. Poverty as well said to be one of the main reasons behind all of this, and youth unemployment at over 70%. There have been several days of these scenes, mainly in places which supported former President Zuma, his jailing for contempt of court sparking protests. In some areas, punishment was doled out on the streets by members of the public.
Oh, Jesus. Watch out, car! Oh! Oh, my word. Enough! Enough! Stay down! Stay down!
This afternoon, community groups have come together to try and stop looters from entering their neighbourhoods. Rowan White, a chiropractor, spoke to me from the roadblock.
Well, look, no one quite knows what the threat is. We basically are trying to, with every means necessary, protect the community. There's guys out here with hockey sticks. There's guys out here with pellet guns, with paintball guns. There are some guys who are armed with lethal weapons, which we hope won't be the case. I think it's more of a deterrent than anything else, and we certainly hope we won't have to use them.
President Cyril Ramaphosa described the violence as the worst since the end of apartheid. Over 70 people have now been killed. Politically, he's in a difficult position, trying to uphold the law against a former president who's still very popular. On the one hand, if he lets Jacob Zuma go, then the looters and the people that are doing this have won. But if he doesn't, then the looting could continue. So what should he do?
The only thing that can be done, perhaps by President Ramaphosa, it is to persuade those that are arguing or those that are instigating this within the ANC to stop. But when it comes to President Jacob Zuma's release, that cannot be done politically without abrogating on the principle of the rule of law.
Lawlessness continues in some parts of South Africa, but soldiers and police have helped slow down the looting. With the empty shelves left behind, though, this is likely to affect the poorest in the country the most.
Well, earlier I spoke to a reporter with the South African TV station ENCA, Masego Relaga, who was in the Alexandra township in Johannesburg, where police were retrieving items looted from nearby stores.
Well, what's happening behind me is that you're seeing visuals of our Johannesburg Metro Police Department, as well as our South African National Police officials, who are actually taking things out of the homes of those who actually looted the stores here in the Alexandra Township. You might remember that ENCA was on the ground since Sunday when the looting started to happen. And what you're seeing here basically is that the police got intelligence from community members on the ground about where exactly it is they could find the products that were looted. And they assisted police officers to get all these products out of those homes. This includes door frames, doors, chairs and tables, mattresses and bases, and you've got gas heaters over there, for instance. This included televisions and computers that were stolen out of a nearby mall. It includes groceries as well. As you can see, at some point the looters also managed to take your trolleys from the stores, from the big supermarkets. They took those trolleys and started making their way into smaller stores to steal from there. So basically in Alexandra, and I'll take a walk with you just very quickly. You could see the police officers who got out from this passage here in the Alexandra Township. The Alexandra Township is quite a densely populated township, and it's a very small township as well. So, you know, the situation here could be quite dire in terms of stampedes. As you heard, in the Soweto Township, about 10 people died from a stampede. And so that's why the passages are so tiny. And there's so many people basically who live in squalor here in Alexandra. So police officers were able to make their way into the different homes here where they found appliances, groceries and different things that were stolen from the stores at your Pan-African Mall shopping center. Not only Pan-African Mall shopping center, there was also some stores on the side. And as you can see, our South African National Police are with the South African National Defence Force as well. The army had to be brought out. The President, Cyril Ramaphosa, if you guys heard there in London, had actually spoken to us, I think on Monday evening, to let us know that he has signed off authority to deploy the army because the unrest was becoming very, you know, it was uncontrollable. But here's a police officer, a Johannesburg Metro police officer, scouring that particular shack to make sure that they're leaving nothing else behind. So whoever lives in the shack was able to take a lot of products and hide them in here, but community members also assisted them in taking those products out. And some of them have already left. There's some Johannesburg Metro Police trucks that have already left to go and ensure that they take those things back. So I was telling you about computers, and as you can see, this South African National Police official is taking 2 of those that were basically taken, and here's a community member who's also assisting in taking those back. There's corrugated iron, you name it. Those are the products basically that were stolen, and that police and the South African National Defence Force as well as the Metro Police here in Johannesburg have been able to retrieve.